So, Luna and UST. Let's talk about what's going on right now. So, in my opinion, with what's been going on with Luna and the Terra Foundation, Luna has really just opened up a can of worms for crypto regulations that we may have not seen the likes of ever before. Now, let me talk about what I mean by what I'm talking about, because let's be honest, Luna has completely been rugged. I mean, from 3 days ago, we're down more than 98%. And at this rate, Luna's going to make it to $1 before UST does. I really do mean this when I say this. I do think what's happened with UST is going to open a can of worms of regulations of the likes that we've not seen before for stablecoins. I do not think, the SEC can ignore what's been going on with these, because we cannot trust people like Luna and Terra to program these stablecoins with our own money. You're putting your money into these stablecoins assuming that they're going to hold their peg to $1, and the last time I checked, $1 is not 43 cents and $1 is definitely not 30 cents. I mean, what is going on? It even went down to the high 29 cents. Now, this is some BS. I mean, this, like I said, this is going to open a can of worms of the likes that we've not seen before. This is really, really disgusting. The market cap has been decimated. People are leaving, people are getting out, when their stable coins are halfway down. I've never seen the likes of something like this before, on the scale of this before. I mean, I know UST and all of those have done this before, but the fact that Luna as well has just completely landslided, I do think all of the faith in the Luna system is poof, gone. I don't think people are going to be able to hop back in and trust Luna after what's been going on. And you look at this from a technical perspective, like, let's leave our emotions and our personal feelings about what's happening just for a moment in time and look at this from a purely technical perspective. We're back in the accumulation range of 2020. This is terrible. I mean, Luna went on like a mini bull run, had a mini bear market, had, the same thing that Bitcoin did. You had that double top structure, and, Luna's all the way back down to, the first accumulation range. This would be like Bitcoin returning to like $4,000. All of the confidence would completely leave the market. You've got people that got in on Luna around like $100 or so, and they've lost well over 99% of their money. I mean, from the all-time high, 99.3%. The problem that I find with this is, every day that goes past, I covered this for the past couple of days, but every day that goes past, if we are not back at $1, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. And you can see initially we dumped to like 70, 71 cents. We were coming back up to 84, 83 cents, and everyone was saying, oh, now is the best time to buy Terra because it's going to go back to $1. And then it went down to 29 cents. Once again, you can see this little dead cat bounce up to 54 cents. If we do not quickly turn up to $1, then this is done. In my opinion, the algorithmic stablecoin, and when we microdosed this initially, when Terra was talking about this new next generation, one-of-a-kind, king of all stablecoins, it's going to take over the future, we were being doubtful. We were saying, I don't know about that one, but I remember saying this exactly. I said I don't agree with that and I don't believe that, but it'd be interesting to see how this does pan out. And it's been a complete failure. It's been an absolute flop. Like, we really do need to look at this objectively and just acknowledge that this project failed. It's a complete flop. Fair enough if it recovered fairly quickly, but the fact that we've gone down to 29 cents as the price of Luna is plummeting to $1 really just shows me that, in my opinion, this was a failed project and it's going to continue to fail. Like I said, I think regulation is coming specifically for Luna. I think the SEC is going to get involved in some capacity. I could be completely wrong. I think the SEC would be well over their heads if they tried to regulate crypto as a whole, but they have to do something about these quote-unquote next generation algorithmic stablecoins, because if they're not done correctly, which you can clearly see they weren't done correctly. It looks like someone shorted the hell out of Luna. It absolutely landslided the algorithm. The price of Luna's collapsing, the price of UST is collapsing. This whole algorithmic stablecoin from UST has been a complete flop. Like I said at the start of this video, this is going to open a can of worms of the likes that we've not seen before, and there's only so much I can do in terms of TA on this, because, you know, we've broken below every fib now, and the only next level down on the Fibonacci's is in the minuses, so, you know, we can't draw fibs based on that. You know, based on this micro impulse, every fib is done. Based on this impulse, you know, like I said, we'd be in the minuses. Based on this Fibonacci impulse as well, you would be in the minuses. So there's no more fibs, there's no more trend lines, there's no more moving averages. The fact of the matter is, you know, you zoom in and you're back in the accumulation range, and it looks like we're already tanking below this level. So I would say, you know, your next stop, we'd maybe have a bounce at 86 cent. That is my opinion. Does that mean that I'd be buying at 86 cent? Absolutely not. I'm not going to be touching Luna. I'm not going to be touching UST. You know, fair enough if you're trying to buy UST and hope it returns to $1. Where is my chart gone? Where is my chart? What is going on here? Has the price disappeared? Oh no, it's here. I don't know where I was scrolling to. I was on a mission there, but yeah, I mean, just looking at this completely objectively, it's done. I hate to say it, but I really don't have many hopes in Luna recovering at this moment in time. And like I said, the only hopium that I can provide is that we might have a dead cat bounce from 86 cent before we do roll back down. I really don't think Luna's going to be around in the next market cycle anymore. I think Luna's done. And the point of the matter is, like I said, we're not bringing emotions into this. We're looking at this from a purely technical and mathematical perspective. When you're doing technical analysis, if you have a breakdown, what you want to see is you want to see bearish volume do something like this, where you run out of momentum. That means that the bears are running out, and then you're probably going to get some, you know, bullish candle spikes start to come into the market. But what happens when the price of a cryptocurrency dumps and the volume becomes exponentially growing every day? It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It just means that you're going to landslide much, much further. So, you know, a lot of people are going to be asking me, a lot of people have already asked me, are you buying UST at this price? Are you buying Luna at this price? Absolutely not. I'm going to stay 1,000,001 miles away from them. I feel very, very sorry. Like, I very much feel very bad for everyone who lost money in Luna and everyone who lost money in UST. I don't enjoy making these videos with negative connotations, but, you know, I've got to keep it real. It was a completely failed project, and I don't plan on sugarcoating over the fact that their stablecoin has completely failed. And like I said at the start of this video, to wrap this up, I think this has opened a can of worms that cannot be shut after it's been opened. I think SEC intervention is going to have to come into this. I really don't see Luna or UST surviving at this rate of time. That doesn't mean we can't have a dead cat bounce, come up to $22 and roll back down. That can't mean that UST can't return back to its peg of $1. In fact, I would be somewhat surprised if UST did not go back to $1, because they can sort something out with, you know, lunar inflation to return UST to $1, but they can't unopen the can of worms that's just been opened on them with what's been happening in the past couple of days. Stay very, very safe. I've been saying this for the past week in my crypto videos. I posted it on my Twitter, I posted it in my Discord. I've been telling all of you, every single altcoin video I've been making this week, I've been telling you, my money is where my mouth is. I'm staying out of these altcoins. I'm sticking in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is king, and I've been saying these altcoins are going to get decimated. Absolutely decimated against Bitcoin. And what are we seeing? Bitcoin's up 2% on the day. Everything else is landsliding. Luna's down 93%. We've been talking about this for the past week. This is not altcoin season. This is Bitcoin accumulation season, in my opinion. Best of luck to all of you. Very, very sad and sorry to hear that, you know, Luna holders, UST holders have been completely slaughtered over the past couple of days. I hope you didn't go all in on either of these. All I've got for you today, cowboy out, not financial advice. Peace.